Investing in the correct things when you're in your 20s will have a significant and positive bearing on the rest of your life. On the other hand, making poor purchases might lead to financial ruin. It is not always simple to identify these blind spots financially, and it took me some time in my 20s to discover what financial pitfalls to stay away from. Fixing the most serious of financial errors will set you back more cash, not only momentarily, but also in terms of the amount of time it will take to get back on track after having developed such poor spending habits. Here are the 7 worst purchases to make in your 20s. Number 7. Buying a brand new car. When you're in your 20s or 30s, you'll probably feel the want to treat yourself to a good car. The benefits of purchasing a new vehicle are not sufficient to outweigh the drawbacks of doing so. When you avoid making this expensive error, you are laying the groundwork for achieving financial independence. When you buy a brand new car, you incur a variety of additional costs. Take, for instance, dealer fees, compelled to obtain full coverage automobile insurance, investing and related terms. Stay away from these fees to spare yourself the hassle and save yourself some money. One of the worst purchases you can make in your 20s is getting a new car, especially considering the fact that you could invest that money and get better returns. Number 6. A home. When you're in your 20s, purchasing a home is likely to be the most important financial decision you'll make, and it can also be a significant investment. The total amount of money quickly mounts up. If you are living on a tight budget, it may be difficult for you to afford all those expenses. Additionally, if you aren't prepared for all these responsibilities, as well as the potential repairs that come along with owning property, it may be difficult for you to afford all those expenses. It is essential to give some thought to the purposes that will be served by the residents. Your selection might also be influenced by whether or not you intend to move in with a significant partner, a family member, or a member of another family. Number 5. Designer clothes. It is a fallacy to believe that wearing luxury clothes will automatically make you more attractive or successful. The reality is that you will not become happier or more successful as a result of using them. It's even possible that they're making things more difficult for you. It's possible that you've heard this before, but there is data to back up the claim that wearing costly labels can have a negative impact on both your sense of self-worth and your sense of security in the world. Why then do we insist on continuing to acquire them? It's not hard to get swept up in the excitement surrounding a new purse or pair of shoes, but the reality is that for many individuals, these kinds of purchases are just out of their price range. It turns out that spending less money might actually make us feel better about our purchases. So if you really want to buy something nice for yourself, try shopping at the cheaper end of things instead. Number 4. College textbooks. It's a well-known fact that college textbooks may put a significant dent in your wallet. When you do get around to purchasing them, they are frequently out of date, and you could end up spending more than $200 on a single textbook. Many of the local bookstores offer textbook rentals for their customers. You might also try purchasing old books through online marketplaces like Amazon or eBay. The majority of people who have gone through the experience of college are aware that purchasing textbooks is one of the worst purchases that can be made in one's 20s. Yet the reason why this occurs is not always clear. The usefulness of textbooks is typically limited to a single academic term or year. After that, they are considered out of date and are no longer necessary. Because of this, it's possible that you'll only be able to use a textbook for a few months before needing to buy a new one, which can add up to a large expenditure over the course of the year. Even if you take your textbooks back to the store where you bought them or try to sell them online, you could not earn very much money for them. This is due to the fact that textbooks are frequently amended or updated, which renders earlier editions of the book less valuable and reduces demand for them. Because of the proliferation of online learning tools and electronic books, there are now a lot of different choices for getting access to the materials that are needed for classes. These alternatives typically come at a lower cost and offer greater convenience than traditional textbooks. Number 3. Brand new furniture. If you are like the majority of people, that is how the money will be spent. But furniture is pricey. And if you want to give the impression of being a responsible adult who is able to buy their own things without having to seek financial assistance from their parents, then you are going to have to spend a lot of money on it. There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to make do with whatever your parents have stashed away in their garage or storage unit if you plan on living at home for the foreseeable future. You could also check out thrift stores or Craigslist to uncover some antique finds that are still in great form. This would help you save some money, while also allowing you to get a piece of furniture that is a perfect fit for both your personality and the look of your home. You might also think about refinishing an old piece of furniture as an alternative to purchasing something new. Otherwise, you could just use it in its current state, provided it functions enough. The main idea to take away from this is that there are many different ways to acquire nice-looking furniture without having to spend a significant amount of money on something that is brand new. Number 2. Expensive parties and weddings. It's never too early to start putting money down for that dream wedding, is it? Wrong. If you're going to spend money on items you don't need or want when you're in your 20s, like most people do, you might as well start with a big one. You have the option of delaying the event until you reach the age of 30, at which point you can invite everyone you know. Or maybe not. A study conducted by the research company Eventbrite found that millennials are more likely than previous generations to attend weddings only because they feel obligated to do so. Only 28% of millennials said they would be attending a wedding because it was something they really wanted to do. Previous generations were more likely to attend weddings because they wanted to do so. In point of fact, 69% of respondents stated that they would rather not get married at all, as opposed to getting married in a private ceremony away from their friends and family. Number 1. A bunch of video games or electronics that you don't need. Spending unnecessary money on items such as video games and electronic gadgets is not necessary when you are in your 20s. You'll be able to purchase them at a later time when you have a greater supply of cash on hand. Consider it this way. If you want a video game, you should either hold out until it goes on sale or put some money aside every month so that you may buy them when they are at their lowest price point. Either way, if you want to save some money, you should wait until the game goes on sale. If you are interested in buying an electronic device, such as a laptop or tablet computer, the first thing you should do is some preliminary research to determine the price difference between buying a brand new model and buying a used one. If you are interested in buying an electronic device, you should perform some preliminary research. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.